A common haven for terrorists, pranksters and troublemakers are internet cafes following any guideline issued by the police. An audience with the Prime Minister for a delegation of protesters against the Kudankulam project in the hope of having their concerns addressed. Chennai residents want action and not a 100-word essay. Some residents depend solely on their own welfare associations.
The federation has been formed 5 years before, and we are getting our own needs by federation. We have not met a councillor once.
A solution to the power struggle, Tamil Nadu government ropes in private sources to bridge the gap in the power shortage.
Which has been spending nearly 15 to 20 crores per day buying private power on a daily basis, has now been forced to actually double its expenditure, spending nearly 30 to 35 crores.
Fans left with nothing to remember as the Super Kings are knocked out of the tournament. David Warner's 135 does them in. Time to dance the ninth away for Navratri. NDTV Hindu jumps on the bandwagon of celebration.
A colourful festival, upbeat music, yummy delicious food.
A very good evening to all our viewers. This is Headlines Now. I'm Natasha Swami. Lots from across the state coming your way. But first, let's take a look at the national front. The Maoist offer of a 1-month ceasefire is the first step towards a permanent solution to the Bengal crisis. The PDP keeps the pressure on the Abdullah government over the alleged custody death of an activist. Today, they took out a protest. Pakistan is a twin brother, India a great friend. President Karzai says Islamabad shouldn't be affected by the strategic partnership. Under attack for his comments slamming Narayana Murthy for his IIT remark, Chetan Bhagat tweets. On to our top story today. The protesters against the Kudankulam nuclear power project have now decided to seek an audience with the Prime Minister to make their voices heard. A 10-member delegation of the group spearheading the protest against power projects here in Tamil Nadu would meet Dr. Manmohan Singh in Delhi on Friday to discuss their concerns about the project. Protests by locals have erupted over the commissioning of the 1,000-megawatt project being built with Russian collaboration over safety concerns. The announcement comes in the backdrop of protesters threatening to revive their stir and making it statewide from October 9th if work on commissioning of the plant was not suspended. On September 22nd, the State Cabinet adopted a resolution requesting the centre to halt the work on the Indo-Russian project till apprehensions of the people were allayed. Now while mayoral candidates are going all out to announce their promises for voters of different areas, how many of them have really given a thought to find out what the residents want? Have the candidates interacted with residents or voters before creating their mandate? Do the residents really actually believe that a new local body will solve their civic issues? NDTV Hindu got the sense of a truth. Campaigns come and campaigns go, but who will have the lasting impact? AIADMK candidate Saida Eduraisamy, like every other candidate, is trying every spell in the book to woo his voters across the city. Today's focus being West Mogappair and Nolambur, and it's the water, drainage, roads formula almost everywhere.
அடிப்படை வசதிகளான பாதாள சாக்கடை, குடிநீர், மழைநீர் கால்வாய், சுகாதாரமான தெருக்கள், இந்த சாலை வசதி, மேம்படுத்தப்பட்ட சாலை வசதிகள்.
Promises, promises and more promises, heard 10 times over, while other candidates are hardly any different. It's the disappearance after election syndrome. So it's hardly surprising that residents of West Mogappair aren't impressed. They say it's been 15 whole years since they met a ward councillor.
Many of the roads are not laid for the past 10 years. The roads have not seen any blue metal so far. We have given so many letters to commissioners and other peoples. They were saying we will look after it, but they have not done anything.
Drainage வசதி எல்லாம் அந்த காவாயில தூக்கி விட்டுறாங்க அந்த ஏரியாவில். அதனால அத ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரெண்டாவது ரோட் வசதி சுத்தமா முகப்பேர் ஏரி திட்டத்துல கிடையாது. ஏரி திட்டங்கிறதே பேர் ஏரி மாதிரி தான் இருக்கு. ரோடே கிடையாது, லைட் வசதி அடிப்படை லைட் வசதியே கிடையாது.
Like many other localities in the city, the Mogappair and Nolambur Residents Welfare Association have given up on political parties and nominated a fellow resident for ward councillor.
We have not met a councillor once. And this made us to make up our mind, let us have our own candidate. And I myself came forward. And we have been doing all our works on basic needs, by own federation. Basic needs, madam, water, basic water, transport.
While the candidates' promises of better roads and better drainage facility actually seem to be matching the demands of the people of this area, but the day after their election with their work can actually break the residents' cynical view of local body candidates will have to be seen. In Chennai, with camera person Kuti Raja, Pratiksha Ramkumar for NDTV Hindu.
Well, the power crisis, of course, seems to be reaching a whole new sense of seriousness at the moment, with rural areas going without power during the day, causing hardships to the students and farmers, and non-arrival of coal to thermal power stations in the state, which many say is due to the Telangana agitation. Sources say the TNEB has been forced to spend at least 15 to 20 crores more over than the last 1 week due to the Telangana row. On one hand, while the PMK had alleged that Tamil Nadu was under the grip of an undeclared power cut, the government is now ready to purchase power from the open market to tide over the 1026 megawatt shortfall on the account of the Telangana stir and the Orissa floods. Clearly, the private bodies are to benefit largely from this deal, sources say. And Pratiksha Ramkumar had more on this story.
Well, Natasha, definitely a time for celebration for private power producers, and also a very, very difficult time for the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board. Now, the board, which has been spending nearly 15 to 20 crores per day buying private power on a daily basis, mainly because of its huge power shortage, has now been forced to actually double its expenditure, spending nearly 30 to 35 crores a day in buying private power. Now, this is mainly because of the Telangana crisis. Mainly, Tamil Nadu Electricity Board's main power sources are from the Kalpakam, Neyveli, and the Singarelli power plant with Talcher and Ramakundam. Now, mainly because of the Telangana crisis, power supply from these power plants have been affected in a huge way, which is why they have been facing around 1026 megawatt short supply per day. Now, after Chief Minister Jayalalitha really sanctioned or even directed the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board to move to private power producers, they have been really buying power at the rate of around 6 rupees per unit, and they have also increased the buying of wind energy at around 3.38 rupees per unit. So definitely a very, very good time for power producers. They are very happy about the price being given by the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board and also the amounts being bought. But another huge problem, Natasha, is the financial burden the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board is in. They have already facing a burden of around 40,000 crore debt, which has not been bailed out by the centre, and the Tamil Nadu government, through its efforts, are trying to pay a few debts off, but that's not happening, not in a huge way. Whatever's happening is just an ad hoc arrangement. Now, another huge issue is that these private power producers are also unhappy of the fact that the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board has not really cleared payments for many of them. In fact, they are saying that the payments from the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board has really been very, very slow over the last few months, and they're hoping the situation will improve by the end of the year.
Now on to a shocking story from Coimbatore. A newborn baby born to a surrogate mother is facing a bleak future in Coimbatore. A childless couple who opted for surrogacy appears to be not wanting the baby, leave alone they didn't pay the promised money to the poor woman who carried the womb. Sam Daniel reports.
A surrogate mother cheated and abandoned. Rajeshwari says she offered her womb for 5 lakh rupees, hoping that would end poverty in her family. But after childbirth, the hospital that lured her on behalf of an anonymous rich couple has refused to pay the promised cash and would not pass on the baby to its legal parents either. Now, she and her watchman husband are seeking legal help.
Of the biological father doesn't want to pay the money and put the case against the lady for cheating.
The hospital authorities refuse to speak to us on camera, but they blame it on the surrogate mother that initially she had agreed for 1 lakh rupees but soon demanded 5 times. Although the Coimbatore police had earlier filed an FIR against the poor lady, soon they cancelled it. They say they can do nothing about it. Caught in what could be a long-drawn legal battle is this month-old baby. Presently, there's no clear law on surrogacy in India, but just guidelines, which is why India is now the most preferred destination for childless couples. Clearly, a lot needs to be done to ensure surrogate mothers who are mostly poor are paid their dues. And most importantly, this intervention does not produce a new breed of unwanted babies. With camera person Nesraj in Coimbatore, Sam Daniel for NDTV.
Now, after this short break, the world's cheapest tablet, only worth $50, launched. Couple sizzle cuts the ribbon. Coming up on the other side.